In this guide, I'll walk you through 10 common mistakes that many tourists unknowingly make when traveling in Europe. These missteps can cost you money, waste your time, or even make you come off as impolite, all without you realizing it. I have explored Europe extensively and have also helped introduce fellow travelers to European culture. Through my experiences, I've observed some typical travel blunders. So today I'm here to help you dodge those pitfalls with some practical tips. 1. Currency exchange pitfalls. A big mistake many travelers make is using airport currency exchange services, which are notorious for their high fees. Instead, head to a local bank's ATM in the country you're visiting. However, not all ATMs are created equal. Stick to those at reputable banks and steer clear of Euronet ATMs, which often carry hefty fees. To avoid frequent ATM fees, consider making larger withdrawals or choose a bank back home that offers zero international ATM fees like Charles Schwab. When given the option to pay in your home currency versus the local currency, always select the local currency to avoid extra charges. 2. Language learning is a game changer. Learning just a few basic phrases in the local language can go a long way. A simple, "hello please" or "thank you" can make interactions smoother and show respect for the local culture. For an extra boost, try language learning apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or Pimsleur, which focuses on listening and speaking rather than reading and writing. Make sure to download Google Translate and any offline language packs to help with translations, even without an internet connection. 3. Avoiding public transportation. Europe boasts an incredibly efficient public transportation network, including trains, buses, trams, and metros. While Americans may default to renting a car, in Europe a car is often more of a hassle than a convenience due to limited parking and high costs. If you're planning to explore the countryside or take a day trip, then rent a car. But for city exploration, public transport is usually cheaper, faster, and a more authentic way to travel. Overloading your itinerary. It's tempting to try to see as many countries and cities as possible in a short trip, but moving too fast can leave you exhausted and unsatisfied. Rather than aiming for a country-hopping adventure, try focusing on one region, like northern Italy or Bavaria. This approach lets you dive deeper into the culture and truly experience the places you visit. And within each city, focus on highlights rather than micromanaging every minute. Not having a plan at all. While an overstuffed itinerary can be overwhelming, not planning at all can lead to disappointment. Many popular tourist sites in Europe require advanced ticketing that can sell out weeks ahead. Look into purchasing skip-the-line tickets or making dining reservations when possible. If you're staying in an Airbnb, ask your host for local restaurant recommendations and make a reservation for later in the week. A good balance between a loose plan and a flexible approach can lead to a satisfying trip. Expecting everything to be the same as home, cultural differences may surprise you, like paying for water refills or even using public bathrooms. Things like ice refills and free tap water are also rare. Embrace these differences as part of the travel experience rather than expecting to find American customs abroad. The food, customs, and ways of doing things in Europe add to the adventure, so be open to trying new things even if they're unfamiliar. Avoiding local food. Some travelers stick to global food chains or familiar American-style restaurants, but part of traveling, especially in Europe, is diving into the local cuisine. Even if you're not a fan of everything, exploring grocery stores and trying local dishes can make your trip more memorable and meaningful. Treat it like a culinary adventure and try to avoid fast food options. Your travel memories will be richer for it. Skipping research on local customs. Europe has a variety of unique customs and etiquette norms. For instance, meal times can vary widely. Lunch in Spain typically starts at 2 p.m., while dinner may not begin until 9 p.m. Tipping customs also vary from country to country. Some places include a service charge in the bill, so tipping may only involve rounding up. Doing a bit of research on customs, especially for dining, can help avoid awkward situations and show respect for the local way of doing things. Assuming locals are unfriendly, it's a myth that Europeans don't like tourists or are unfriendly. Different cultures have unique ways of interacting, and Europeans may seem more reserved than Americans. However, don't mistake this for rudeness. Many locals are actually very welcoming and helpful if you engage politely. Plus, showing a willingness to adapt to the culture goes a long way. These 10 tips can help you navigate Europe with ease, making your trip more enjoyable, authentic, and stress-free. Adjusting to a new culture is part of the joy of travel, and with a little preparation, you can avoid the common pitfalls that many tourists fall into. Enjoy your adventure and remember, the more open you are to new experiences, the more rewarding your journey will be.